What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock, diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to Just a Self-Aware Narcissist Live. Today's topic is dating after a narcissistic toxic relationship. Dating after a toxic relationship. That is the title today. That's what we're doing today. That's today's topic. Dating after a narcissistic relationship. I got about 30 minutes. If you want to come on the live and ask some questions as a guest, you can do that as well. But today's topic is dating after a toxic relationship. It is. Turn it over to a guest. So if y'all want to hop on the live and ask some questions, you can do that too. Hope y'all having a beautiful day. What is going on? So if you don't know, there's a live webinar event coming up on the 25th about talking exactly about that, dating after a toxic relationship, y'all. You know what I mean? Literally dating after a toxic relationship. The next thing. Good morning, Lee. Good morning. Did somebody come up? Do. Dating after a toxic relationship. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I ain't gonna lie to you. My mental is not there right now. I'm like mentally drained.
All right, what's going on, man? Drained.
Dealing with a lot, career wise. It's stuff I'd have to explain to you, offline. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just has me mentally like really, really at the point. Like I understand why men commit suicide because I'm at a very, very low point. But I wanted to come on and ask because I see you were talking about mental health, and what
Yeah.
I asked was as a man, how is a man supposed to carry himself when he's not held to the same societal norms, as well as when it comes to dating, he has been told things that I don't want to say that they make him fly off the door handle, but being a
Mm-hmm.
black man, they're things that shouldn't be taken lightly, even though they're just words. With our history, they're things that shouldn't be taken lightly, where this individual is being told that based on his aesthetic appearance, he looks like a serial RAP3 or killer.
Mm-hmm.
He would never do such things. And it's things that I just, as a black man, I don't take them lightly because I know where we as a people have come from and I know what we've been through. And it's in today's society, it's like certain women say these things and they think it's funny. And it's like, you don't understand. There have been people that have been killed over comments like this and they've done nothing wrong.
Yeah. So, man, I understand that the dynamic of being pigeonholed into a certain look. It's like because people say you look a certain type of way, maybe because of some glasses or height, weight, whatever the dynamic is. They say you look a certain type of way because society has conditioned a lot of people to feel comfortable commenting on people's looks and things of that nature. But who is saying this stuff like that though? You know what I mean? Like when it comes to that type of stuff, who?
Um,
You know,
Legitimately, I'll shoot you a message
yeah.
offline. I don't reveal or app when I get off here.
I
I'll
mean,
shoot,
I'm not saying to say
but
names or whatever. Is there a specific type of
no,
person that's saying that though? You know what
I'll
I mean?
put it this way. I had two profiles that went pretty viral, and I had women tell me on this platform,
Okay.
as well as individuals make videos saying that based on my aesthetic appearance, because I have glasses and
Yep.
braces at the age
That's
of
what I said.
32.
It's always the glasses and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So that's why you see me doing some videos with glasses on in general because people always try because if they run out of other stuff to talk about, people automatically go for the glasses and things like that. If they run out of talking points, they try to go for physical appearance and things of that nature to try to bring you down because they can't argue the point at hand. When people run out of actual valid things to say, they go for appearance or things
Yes,
like
sir.
that to try to bring down your morale or try to throw you off the topic to get you angry. Because then if you get angry, you fall into the angry black man trope. Like you can't control your emotions and things like that. Like you see, that shouldn't trigger you like that. I'm just talking about the glasses. You know what I mean? If hit dogs holler, you wouldn't get that mad if it wasn't true. But that's what people say. That's not necessarily true. Sometimes you can get mad because it's false. It's
Well,
a lie.
the reason I get mad about it,
Mm-hmm.
is because one, I tell people all the time, especially I already have three strikes against me. One, because I'm a black
Yeah.
man. Two, because I'm educated. But three, just based on the fact that I'm black. And I tell people, like, watch what you say because that's not cool. And I'm now at a point where I've said, and I don't condone domestic violence in any way, shape, or form.
Mm.
But I said, like, if a woman does something to a man and that man flies off the door handle and he might get cold cocker, I'm not for it. But when you say things like stuff like that, that's not cool. That affects people's livelihood. It affects their careers. People have been fired from jobs over this. They have been falsely imprisoned over, well, I said this because I was mad. And it's like, you don't realize the vitriol you are spitting out and the consequences of what you're saying.
Mm.
And it's like, you don't care at the end of the day, but the other person now has to deal with this.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Like, I feel like also because I used to fly off the handle, but not to the point where I get physically violent. I have narcissistic personality disorder. So I have rage problems. So I had to go to therapy to actually table my rage because my therapist said this too. If somebody else is control of your emotions, then they control you. So if they can set you off, they can set you off for you to resort to physical violence for something they said, then they're in control of you. And nobody's gonna I see what you're saying, but like when you talk about cold cocking somebody for something they say, most people are not gonna agree with you on that dynamic right there. You know what I
And
mean? It
I
will, yeah,
and I'm at a point now, like when it comes to dating, I've dealt with this.
yeah.
My old TikTok profile where I actually got investigated behind some false allegations.
Oh Lord,
Yeah,
the app, yeah, the app.
yeah,
This app can be
even
very
to
proactive to your livelihood as well.
yeah, even to the point I was denied my dream job because there was someone who came up here and made up a lie saying that I fathered a child with them. I was with
Oh
them for years. I abused them, and it was just like, okay, I'm convinced. Like, yeah, I'm hands off at this, and I'm very, very hands off.
yeah. Come back. I clicked when I saw you in the box or whatever. I clicked on your profile. It said you were a black conservative and things like that. People will attack you for that too, though. Just the fact that your political belief and thing. Me, I don't care. Do you? As long as you're not affecting anybody else in a negative way. But it gets to the dynamic where people are going to judge you regardless. So this is how I do because again, I'm very public about my mental health and my personality disorder, and people attack me for that literally every single day. But I know if I fly off the handle, I'm going to look like the enemy. I'm going to look like the bad guy because well, you should be able to take that. Words shouldn't hurt that much in that dynamic right there. So I've had to learn how to slow myself down a little bit. I'll read stuff. I'll read horrible stuff. I had one guy make 2,000 negative videos about me. you know, 2,000
Right.
talking straight shit. Oh, like literally all the time. Like
See, I won't even lie. I feel like being a heterosexual black man, we get attacked the most, and people don't even realize it.
yeah, I got like I said, dude. I'm 2,000 videos. I was just like, I didn't respond. I responded to him one time, and he just kept going. You know what I mean? But I got to the point where it became funny to me sometimes because I would just ignore it. Because a lot of times ignoring it and controlling your reactions it puts you in a power dynamic. Because if I always say this right here, if they can trigger you, they can control you. You know what I mean? So if they can trigger an emotional reaction from you, you know what I mean? Then they are in control of your emotions. Then you'll get caught up. See
Right.
what I'm saying? Yeah, Brady, 2,000 videos. I'm not even
Because
lying.
I did want to tell you, being a narcissist, I did my research on it, and there's
Mhm.
two terms. There are three terms in today's society that are very, very
Yes, right.
used.
Yeah.
That's submission, that is narcissist, and that is misogyny. And I just wanted to tell you personally, if you're a narcissist, that is not a bad thing. A narcissist is a person who is full of themselves. A person I would say that the some women deal with that is abusive towards them, that's not a narcissist. That is a person who is emotionally unintelligent or empathetic.
Yeah, yeah,
So there's
you might be
nothing
apathetic. Yeah.
nothing
So
wrong with yourself.
So for me, yeah, I know there's nothing wrong with being a narcissist as long as you're not hurting people. But having the personality disorder and then becoming abusive can mess up people's lives. Being, keeping it hot with you. You know what I mean? So me personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a narcissist because that's what I am. You know what I mean? But I'm not out here trying to intentionally hurt people or ruin
Right.
people's lives either. But a lot of narcissistic people do become emotionally abusive and emotionally toxic, and they destroy other people's lives. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They will do that to other people. Like I said, I know I understand what you're saying because not everybody is a narcissist in there. Does the word get thrown around a lot? Yeah, it does. But I also feel like sometimes the word is necessary to help people describe the behaviors that they're experiencing in a possibly toxic situation to help them get past it. You know what I mean? And just like I say, as long as calling somebody narcissist doesn't necessarily ruin their life unless they react to it, and unless they're being narcissistic and being a toxic person and doing some abusive behaviors. You know what I mean? So I can understand the dynamic as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
But I'm gonna hop off unless someone else come up. But I just wanted to tell you, thank you for your time. I'm gonna
yeah.
shoot you.
Yeah, message me, man. Just shoot me a message, man. Like,
Yeah,
seriously, shoot me a
if
message.
you want, go ahead and give me a follow, and yeah,
Yeah.
we'll touch on everything else later
Okay.
on.
Yeah. I just followed you back. So yeah, just shoot me a message, man. We'll chat. We'll chat in DMs. Okay.
You be blessed.
All right. You too. Be safe.
Well done.
All right. So welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. And Ro, I seen the cigarette and the thinking thing. Yes. What about narcissistic friends and family? Uh, narcissistic friends and family. I actually got a couple of videos on my YouTube channel about that, y'all. You know, do you know about PDA, public displays of affection? You know, does anybody else want to chat about hop in the box? Yeah, I'm gonna get that stuff, y'all. I got about 15 minutes. We talk today, y'all. We're talking about relationships after getting out, like dating after narcissists, dating after toxic relationships. We're going to, like I said, I'm expanding my YouTube channel. If y'all don't follow me on YouTube, follow me on YouTube, y'all. I'm expanding my YouTube channel to do longer interviews with, I'm probably gonna have some celebrity people on there as well, but it's more geared towards having normal people telling their story. You know what I mean? Because normal people, not non-celebrity people, telling their stories can help connect with a lot of non-celebrity people that are living your normal everyday life and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? So that's my goal in expanding my YouTube channels to accommodate that and things of that nature. Yeah. So I got about 16 minutes to chat and to suck it up. You know what I mean? Daydreams allow us to breathe. So yeah. Do. Check your dark. Somebody said check my dark impact. My dark impact energy. Oh, you talking to me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. Um, I just have to say that I've been following you for a really long time, and your videos are so helpful. Like they're really amazing. So my narcissistic ex is trying to hoover me, and I've been watching a lot of your videos about hoovering, but like some part of me still wants to talk with him.
Yeah, which is
What should I
understandable.
do?
You know what I mean, how long were y'all together?
About like a year,
Okay,
and
so how
I've
long?
been no contact for a year too.
How long have y'all been apart?
A full year,
Y'all were
one
dating
year.
for a year and y'all been broken up for a year.
Yeah,
Okay, so I mean, the dynamic is understandable that you miss somebody that you were actual in a relationship dynamic with. You know what I mean? And I see some people in the comment section say, "Block him, girl." Yeah, you can block him, but to today's society, you can circumvent a block really quickly, y'all. I can get on here and create a fake Instagram or a fake TikTok or a fake phone number and be right back in your inbox and your DMs. So you have to continue. You have to keep blocking. You know what I mean? But it's understandable that you feel the way that you feel. You know, a year later. But you have to get to that point of asking yourself, what is the gain of trying to go back into this toxic relationship? What has changed since you've gotten out of it? You know what I mean? What has changed in this situation? Like
yeah,
what have I know a year has went by and you automatically assume because a year went by that people change. You're like, well, it's been a whole year. Maybe he has changed. How? You know, if they're not in like some intense psychotherapy or they're not, on some kind of spiritual healing journey or something like that, then they're going to be the same person they were a year ago, just with a year more of experience, a year more of learning how to manipulate you, a year more of learning how to get away with certain things that you don't like. You know what I mean? Because I can get back into a relationship with you now, and you assume that I've changed because it's been a year. It's been a whole year we've been apart, right? Um, so you assume that I've changed. You assume that I've grown up, but no, I've just become a better manipulator. I've just been working at who I am. You know what I mean? So we might get back together, do our little thing for a little bit, and then all of a sudden I flip the script on you, and I'm back. I'm right back to who I was originally. And you be like, no, why did I fall for it? So typically I tell people if you don't want to be with them, you do have to kind of cut them off to the point where they can't communicate with you, because that can and will allow you to heal. Because you can't heal talking to him. You just can't do that unless he does and says some craziness to you. You know what I mean? But it is that point right there. It does get to that point where they're trying to do a few different things with you. So the hoovering, don't fall for it, unless, because if you fall back into it, typically you end up regretting it. You're like, no, please, and you just you end up in a hurtful situation. Yeah, the hamster wheel. Somebody in the comment section said the hamster wheel. Yes, yes, sir.
Do you think that he actually misses me, or is he just trying to like he doesn't miss me, right?
What is he? What do he like? He could
I
miss you.
mean, even though he's trying to hoover me.
Yeah, he could miss you. But ask yourself this question right here: what does he miss about you? Does he miss the cuddling or the intimacy, or does he miss what he could get away with? What he could, the pain that he put you through, the toxicity of the relationship. What do they miss about you in the actuality of stuff like that? Because it's easy for people to say, no, he don't miss you, but it's not as simple as that, y'all. They can miss you, but what did they miss about you? Like, do they miss the good things, or do they actually miss what they were receiving from you? Do they miss what you provided them? What do they actually miss about you? Yeah, just ask yourself that. Don't ask him that.
Mhm.
Lie to you. Ask yourself that. Like, why did the relationship
Yeah.
end? Why did we? Why did the relationship fall apart in the first place? Ask yourself that question right there, because I feel like that can help you heal as well. Just ask yourself why it ended and what would be the benefit of going back into it. Everybody deserves a second chance. I don't believe that. I don't think people deserve second chances. You get, this is not baseball. You get one strike and you out with me. It just feel like that type of stuff right there. Because I don't know why y'all ended up breaking up, but it just like some things are just I don't know. Like I don't know what he did. Some things to me are unforgivable. But like, again, you have to live the life that you want to live. Nobody can force you not to talk to him, but you have to decide, like, is it worth giving this person imagine, okay, put yourself in this situation right here. Imagine a year from now, you gave him another chance and you feel like, and y'all break up again, and this time he cheats on you, this time he beats you up or something like that. Would you feel like you wasted a year of your life?
You're so right about that.
Yeah.
Like,
Would you feel like it? Would you feel like
yeah,
a year from now, if you're sitting
I would regret it. I would regret that so much.
Mhm. Yep. So you have to get to that point right there. You don't want to, you don't want to you want to live life with that regret. Like, what if I would have gave him a second chance? There are billions, not billions, would they be, of men and women out here and non-binary people, whatever you identify as, whatever you go for. There are millions of billions of people out here that can fit your criteria. Why him? Why does this one person deserve another chance? You see what I'm saying? Billions would it be? Billions and billions. So take
I
it.
really needed someone to tell me that. Thank you so much.
There's no problem. That's what I'm here for. Like I said, I don't. I know. I always tell people to leave people alone. I always say, because you have to get to that point on your own. I can say, "Girl, block his ass right now," but what would that do? That's just somebody else telling you telling you the same thing everybody else is saying. You have to get to if I can tell you that, but you have to get to the point where you understand that he's not right for you. Like, again, I don't know him. I don't even know what he did wrong. So I'm just telling you what I think. So it just gets to that point right there. Just is it worth is it worth the possibility of regretting another wasting a year, 2 or 3 or 10 of your life? 10 years later, you're like, no, it fell apart, and then yeah, just give yourself some. I call it this. Is what I say: give yourself some space and some grace. You know what I mean? Just to heal, and then see what you really want, and ask yourself: can this, based on the year that you gave him already, ask yourself: can this person provide you what you're actually looking for? Baby
Can
step.
I ask you another question?
Yeah, hit me.
Just a short one. Okay, so my father is also a covert narcissist,
Your father.
and sometimes, yeah,
Well,
and sometimes he has this narcissistic rage. Do you have any tips for like how to deal with that? Because sometimes it's difficult um to like escape in a moment, especially if you're like in the same car with him. So like, do you have any tips on that one?
so sometimes I tell people in this situation right here, when you're dealing with a person with narcissistic rage that you can't get away from, you have to treat them like you're a police negotiator, right? And they are about to jump off a building. You have to de-escalate the situation. What do they say? Like, listen when they're raging out at you or yelling and screaming. Listen to what they're actually saying. You know what I mean? Because the problem lies in what they're saying, not what you're doing. What are they saying? What are they really mad at? Because when I had my narcissistic rage incidents, my therapist is like, I'm not worried about your rage. She's like, what are you saying when you're raging out? I'll be screaming and yelling. I was like, nobody in this house listens to me or appreciates me or understands what I go through. And then she's like, right there. What they're saying is what really matters. They might not be feeling heard or listened to or whatever, but like sometimes you just kind of de-escalate it and just I wouldn't speak to them. Sometimes the silence is better because the more you react to them, the more you kind of throw gasoline on the fire. You know what I mean? You fan the flames of anger. Yeah, and especially if they're driving. If they're driving, then don't say nothing because they'll just like, oh, you know, turning and putting the foot to the pedal and things like that. You know what I mean? So you have to de-escalate the situation, like treat them like literally like a hostage and you negotiator. Like they're a terrorist and you negotiator. Baby steps. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Sarah, it kind of goes up.
Okay, so is it like the gray rock method?
Yeah, I would research the gray rock method and see how that applies to you if you can't leave this
Okay,
alone.
okay.
Because like the gray rock is just you kind of pull back the emotional reactions or the emotional connections and stuff. It's deeper than that, but that's just the baseline. Like think of a gray rock and how boring it is, how plain and bland it is. Become the gray rock. Don't give them any kind of energy. Don't give the flame any air. You have to stifle out the flame.
Okay, so he doesn't know that he's a narcissist, so should I tell him
Your dad?
or should I keep that one? Yeah, he has no idea and he had like a really rough childhood. And I kind of really struggle with telling him or not telling him because I feel like he would use it in a bad way if he knew it.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell him because I just feel like that you get to that dynamic of when you tell him, and then they try to make it seem like you're ungrateful or you're insulting them because narcissist is not a compliment;
Yeah,
it is actually an insult. You know, it's actually an insulting statement to call somebody a narcissist. So it does get to that point right there. Yeah. So I know it's hard not to tell them because you want to help them and whatever, but sometimes, especially with a grown adult man, they kind of have to figure that out on their own. Put some rock bottom and some gray rock. I don't know if you still live with him, but it might be time to try to find some make a plan to get out of there. If that's if you're feeling uncomfortable, you can't really live your life and like you want to. You know what I mean?
yeah. Um, did the therapy like help you a lot in
Therapy
your life?
Therapy has helped me a lot because I allow it to help me. Because I actually go in therapy and I'm open, honest, and vulnerable with my therapist. It allows me to actually get some measurable information to actually help me out in my own life and to go in there and apply it out into the real world to help me live a better life and to help me live my family. You know what I mean? Help my family live a better life as well. So it gets to that dynamic. Therapy doesn't work for everybody. Some people weaponize therapy and just say, "Hey, I went to therapy. I'm better. You're the problem." You know what I mean? That dynamic right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. Like,
Oh,
it was really helpful and I wish you the best with
you
like,
as well. Be safe. Protect yourself. Okay. Protect your peace.
okay, thank you.
All right.
Have a great day.
All right. You
Thank
as
you
well.
so much.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Boop boop. Oh yeah. I got like three. I got like 3 quick minutes. If somebody else, I have a one-on-one here in a second, so I have to hop off here. I got like 3 minutes. Hey, how you doing?
So I actually had a question,
Hit me.
and it kind of goes with the majority of what everyone is saying. What if you have a child with a narcissist?
Okay. What about it?
So I kind of feel like I call my baby daddy a bad name. I don't care because he is. Um, so I call him a douche waffle. Okay, I know that's a new word and everything. Um, So I was with him for almost 4 years. Our son is almost 2, and he's still kind of like I've told him, we've gotten into that conversation. I said, you're being a narcissist, you're
Yeah.
gaslighting, you're doing this and you're doing that. He didn't know what the word was at all.
Yeah.
So, but he doesn't see like himself pretty much like gaslighting or being narcissistic. um he kind of just sits here and makes it seem like I'm like he's the victim.
Yeah.
I'm the one doing everything that he's doing to me.
Are
Him
y'all
and
still
I
together? Are y'all still
no,
together?
we
Okay.
no, we've been separated. He actually told me some stuff. His ex-girlfriend did something explicit to him a month prior, like in my baby's birth month. And I told him, I was like, okay, I'm done. That broke the camel's back. Like, all this other stuff. I caught you cheating on me. I pretty much, I had health issues or whatever. So I was stupid. And I pretty much, thought that I couldn't have another partner or anybody else would like care for me or love me or
Yeah.
be in a relationship or anything like that. So yes, I was stupid and I gave him a second chance. Well, he messed up and everything like that. And I left him, and I've been almost away from him for about 7 months.
Okay.
But he still, even though we're not together, he still sits here and says, like, I care for you. I want our family back. Just
So
like,
I feel like in situations like that, if you don't want to be with him, you kind of have to set the boundaries in the relationship like that. And if he starts talking outside the boundaries that you set, then you have to actually disconnect the conversation. Like if they come to you, 7 months later, if they're not working on themselves or doing anything to make themselves better, then you're just going back into a relationship with the same type of person again. You see what I'm saying? You're just going back in a relationship later on, 7 months later with the same type of person over and over again. Like what has changed in 7 months other than the way he's talking to you? Because if they're talking bad to you now outside the relationship, they'll talk to you bad again inside the relationship dynamic. You know what I mean? And having kids, yeah, that makes it tougher because having kids with somebody like that, you can't really cut them off a lot of times. You have to communicate. You have to provide one level. Well, how are y'all communicating? Is it text messages, phone calls? How are y'all communicating?
we either do text messages. He doesn't, since we are going through court and everything, he doesn't really want to put anything on text messages. Um,
Yeah.
I know he likes to call and pretty much, like, oh, you're doing this or you're laughing at me or
Just say, yeah.
whatever.
But see right there, see that's why you kind of have to stand up for yourself in that type of dynamic, and actually, yeah, I'm not talking to him. You mean or record phone calls? There's apps out there for that as well. You mean he's trying to avoid accountability by because he's if he's so afraid to if he thinks he's doing everything right, why is he afraid to text you? You said why is he afraid to put things in writing? If he's afraid to do everything right, if he thinks he's doing everything right, so that's why you have to kind of funnel it. You ever seen the movie 300?
Yeah.
You seen 300? You remember the first battle where they kind of funneled everybody into the tunnel and it made it easier to fight that way because they were outnumbered. That's what you have to do
Yeah.
in a relationship. That's what you have to do in a relationship with a toxic co-parent. You have to funnel it down to one layer, one way of communication that benefits you. You know what I mean? Don't come from my per. That's the I'm the analogy king, y'all. I just come up with some top of my head like that, but you have to
Because
funnel
I
it
feel
down.
like he's not really co-parenting with me.
Okay,
I feel like
it
because he's a narcissist and he's toxic for the last 4 years, that
oh,
he's actually counter-parenting
yeah.
with me.
And that's exactly what he's doing. He's counter parenting you right now because they a lot of times you get into these dynamics with toxic people, narcissistic people, whatever, and they do the exact opposite just to cause you trouble. You know what I mean? You want to parent this way? Nope, nope, nope. Just to mess with you. And if they're doing it while y'all not together, they're going to do it worse when you're together. They're trying to exhaust you into thinking it's easier to be with him. You know, it's easier to be with me than it is not to be with me. I'm making it, you making it hard on yourself by not being with me. But is he going to stop cheating? Probably not. You know, why would he? You see that dynamic right there? But
Yeah.
look up parallel parenting. I think parallel parenting will help you out a lot. You know what I mean? In this dynamic, because you have to kind of parent on your terms, and he has to parent on his. I don't know what kind of schedule y'all have with exchanges and things like that, But parallel parenting can help you out, especially if you go on the court. Look up parallel parenting in court, and I feel like that can help you out too, though. But I do have to hop off here because my one-on-one person just clicked on here onto the Zoom or whatnot. But I'm probably go live here in a little. This is about 30 minutes, so I'll be back on here in a few minutes. Okay.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah, like literally like 30 seconds.
So why is it so hard to technically leave a narcissist?
I mean, it's hard to leave anybody that you're in a relationship dynamic with, especially long term. But if you're in a toxic relationship, the ups and downs can become addictive to you. You know what I mean? The ups and downs, the back and forth, the peaks and the highs and the lows can create this addictive bond to that person where you probably don't even love the person no more. You just addicted to them, you know. And that's why you put up with so much shit, because love should not hurt. Love is not a substance that should make you feel bad about it. It shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't be painful and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So,
all right. I thank you so much, and I know you're busy. I thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem. Be safe. Take care of yourself, y'all. Okay.
You too.
All right. Bye. All right, y'all. I do have to hop off here. I'll probably be back on here. I like doing this little short live, y'all. But be safe. Follow my YouTube channel. I'm going live on YouTube later. Okay. Be safe. Peace. All right, let's take a log off this damn thing.